Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia Revisited. I'm Nye, and we are now in the lower city of Valua, trying to find some way to rescue Captain Dine and the others. So what we need to do is we need to explore. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to come up here to this particular house, not this one, sorry. Wrong house. There is a building over here which will give me an upgrade to some of my equipment. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to get that money so quickly. It's not a huge upgrade. You can fairly safely ignore it if you want to. But it's always good to, check the local upgrade shop. So this is a weapons merchant. You can buy weapons and armor from him. The Valua ring is something that is probably a good upgrade. We haven't been able to give Aka an upgrade in a short while, so let's go ahead and do that. We had the Valuan armor, which is going to give Drachma a slight upgrade to his defense. Oh, no, not to Vice. Vice already had a really awesome piece of armor. We don't need that. While I'm in here, let's just see. The Lover's Ring, which would give some Will and Magicka upgrade. Mage's Bane would give a lot of upgrades, actually. And Gem of Purdy increases a bunch of stuff and resistance to adverse effects. Don't really care about all that. No point. So instead, we're going to save our money. And we're going to go in here and we're going to give Vice the equipment I want him to have. Oh, no, I want him to have the Warrior's Rune. We're going to change back to the Flame Mantle, but we're going to make sure that Drachma over here takes his shirt off. There you go, ladies. And puts on the Valuan armor. And then we're going to change the Black Eye Patch for the Throckrin scale. Give him a little bit more attack power. Wonderful. Now, I could go talk to the item shop woman over there. Not a ton of point. I don't really care. Okay. Wrong dude. So we're going to explore a little bit. There are 2 chests that we need to pick up. But I can't always remember exactly where they are. So I've got to look around a little bit. There's not a lot to do in this city. There's a lot of people you can talk to. They have mostly depressing things to say. So we're just going to ignore that because I don't really care. And instead, we're going to get the 2 Sacres crystals from here. And we're going to keep moving and head in this direction until we find this kid. This young boy who's going to accost us, apparently, after picking his nose. Apparently, we look like sailors, and stupid sailors as well. I don't know, kid. We got stuff to do here. So, apparently, Aka considers this kid to be obnoxious. You know what? I agree with her. Apparently, he reminds Aka of Vice, and Vice has to protest, it wasn't this annoying, give me some credit. So, this kid's getting kind of irritated that they're calling him obnoxious. Apparently his name is Marco, and everybody who is anybody in this town knows exactly who he is. And Vice is really kind of impressed by how big this kid can talk, but doesn't have time to play with little kids. And this kind of pisses Marco off. Calls our heroes fools. I'm sure that there's nothing bad that could happen from that. We're just going to continue onwards, and if you come over here, this is an elevator. And we'll go on downwards. Not really much to do here. If you, if you're the type of person who really cares about things like, flavor and things like that in an RPG, and believe me, I am. This is not me saying I'm not interested in flavor. But if you're the person who really cares about flavor, if that's something that you really, consider to be very important, Valua is great for it because everybody will talk to you about how bad it is here. So it's a very impressive place to be in. But the problem is, talking to people takes a very long period of time, and it doesn't actually progress the storyline at all. And, so we're just going to go ahead and skip that. And instead, we're going to go ahead and travel down this path, because there's something else we need to get. They're dressed in some very brightly colored clothes for being in the middle of a trash heap. You'd think the clothes would reflect, what it looks like around them. So we'll continue moving on down here. We'll move in this direction, and if we move back here, and move all the way around, I think we have to go, is it in here? I believe so. In here and up the stairs and around, long and roundabout way, to find ourselves a Moonberry, which I don't believe anybody can use. Yep, even Drachma can't use it. And the other two, of course, require 2 Moonberries to actually do anything, so that's not something we're going to be able to do, unfortunately. Or fortunately, whichever way you see it. So we're going to move our way over here. And we're going to go ahead and return. So we've done just about everything we need to do in order to advance the storyline. There's not really much else for us here. Do keep in mind that both of the treasure chests that I just picked up are treasure chests that you can miss. And they're actually very easy to miss, too, because people don't like to explore around Valua. So make sure you snag those two, otherwise you're going to find yourself in a bad time if you're trying to get as much treasure chests as you're able to get. You're not going to be able to come back to Valua for a very long time, and typically you're not going to even come back for these two in the first place, because most people don't think they can come back to Valua, for good reason. So yeah, don't miss those. So if we go in here, this is going to be your local inn and local save point. If you talk to this woman, we need to stay the night. Apparently it's 80 gold a night. But if you say stay the night, even if you have no money, Vice will tell you that the other guy is joining us and he's going to pay for the room. So you're going to get a free inn stay. And we're going to have a quick cutscene. And so we're just going to head off to the room. Leave us alone, lady. I don't need you to kick me in the head. That's not needed. So into the dingy-looking room we go. And you can see that they're not entirely, impressed at it. But, yeah, Aka, this is not a nice warm bed. There's no pillows and blankets here. It's a cot, and you're gonna like it. You gotta wonder how long it's been since I actually left Pirate's Isle. She's worried about Captain Dine, and Vice of the opinion that let's get some rest while we can. It's time to stretch. Time to relax. It's going to be a while until I can sleep in real beds once more. Apparently, he's been sleeping in a hammock in the engine room. It's probably easy to fall asleep with that loud engine, right? Thanks, Vice, for confirming that. And of course, Drachma walks in at just that point. Gets kind of pissed off that they are talking so badly about his ship. Didn't expect you so badly or didn't expect you back so soon. And Drachma's kind of pissed. Drachma, you should keep your ship up. Ship's not meant for anybody but him. Honest, I'm so glad that you're giving me your ship. It's wonderful, really. Apparently, they're friends that Captain Dine and the rest are going to be executed on the morrow. At dawn, at the Colosseum between Lower City and Upper City, they're going to be executed if our heroes don't do anything about it. What should we do? So it's time for another swashbuckler choice. If we are hesitant about it, I don't know. That doesn't seem like a very swashbuckler thing. We gotta be, we gotta be in charge of the situation. But if we try to go in without a plan, we're all gonna get killed, and that's not a really good way to do things. So what we should do is sneak into the Colosseum so no one can see us coming. Think about it. There's my swashbuckler choice. And tomorrow we'll sneak into the Colosseum. The others will definitely be taken there tomorrow morning, so we'll rescue them then. Of course we're not going to go right now. We have no plan. If we start frantically searching everywhere, we'll probably get caught by the Valuan guards. And if that happens, everybody's dead. Gonna make it a little ugly at the Colosseum tomorrow, but it's our best chance to save them. Yeah. So Aka's all kinds of excited and gives us our little cat face. So now that we have a plan, it's time to sleep. And with the element of surprise, there's only 3 of us, and they wouldn't expect 3 people to just randomly show up at the Colosseum and try to beat everybody, right? So that's the plan. And right out in front of everybody, right there in that room, Vice says that they're going to break into the Colosseum to rescue everybody. And the problem is, somebody heard that. Hey, I know that silhouette. And now we're going to see exactly how strong Aka is. Check this out. Aka gives Vice a boost and lifts him like 15 feet up in the air. Yeah. So now we get to chase Marco. And this is a little mini game. It doesn't really amount to much. But what you can do is if you choose the correct arrows and go the correct way, I believe you get a reward. I think I went the incorrect way, though. Oh well. No big loss. It's some sort of just, like, small thing, like a Sacres crystal or something like that. No big deal. Marco's trying to lift up a way into the sewers, but that's not going to work, little buddy. I've already caught you. and you're going to be lifted above the ground by a very strong Vice who can apparently deadlift the 80-pound Marco. Glass-eyed freak. And he recognizes exactly who he is. Hi, Marco. Still deadlifting him, by the way. He wants to be put down. Well, we can do that. Didn't have to drop me. Kid, you're complaining a lot for a spy. Is that annoying kid? Apparently, what are you calling annoying? At least I don't have hair like a scarecrow. Well, he has a point, AK. You gotta remember that. Apparently, he heard absolutely everything that we said about things, and now he's gonna tell us, or he's gonna talk to the guards. They'll get us executed too. I don't know if this is blackmail, but apparently, Drachma's got a no-tolerance policy about this sort of stupidity, so he's just gonna have to kill him. Aka's kind of worried about this, but Drachma's got his little, like, punch-me fist going on, and Marco's like, oh, okay, I don't care. Yeah, I love that he's just, like, laughing this off. That if he's dead, it's like, oh, well. Kid, you can just jump off the side of the, like, island if you want to die. It's not that hard. Drachma himself is like, no, that's fine. I don't have a problem with this. Aka's trying to talk Drachma down, and Vice is just, So, what's that hole next to you? Ignoring this whole bit of drama that I have nothing to do with. So Marco's glancing over there. It's a catacombs underneath the city. Originally some sort of sewer. They've been around since the old world. Well, they were originally catacombs. Now they're a sewer. Either way, you know. This is where Marco lives, apparently. He lives in the sewers. Explains why he smells so bad. Will the sewers go to the Colosseum? But, wait, Marco doesn't think we were serious about it. If we take the catacombs to the Colosseum, we can sneak in without worrying about the guards. It's a fantastic idea, but Marco's cracking up about it. He thinks we're idiots for even considering this. Thinks we'd get caught. There's no way to do it. We should just go home. Marco, you're an idiot, dude. We can't do that because Blue Rogues never give up, especially when their friends are counting on it. It's just the sort of sappy stuff that Marco hates. Mark, if you ever went sailing or ran into a storm, with the way you're talking, you'd probably just give up. Marco doesn't care. He's not a sailor. He doesn't give two shits about this. It's too rough. I shouldn't have gotten on this ship. I want my mommy. That's probably what Marco would say. You're probably right, Vice. Marco's all kinds of affronted. Take that back. Even if you run into a storm, there's always a way out, no matter how bleak things seem. Vice has been in really bad situations before and always looks for a way out. He's in that kind of situation now and he's not giving up. Recently, he was fighting a gigantic robot that was shooting laser blasts at him, and he just found a way to dodge his way out of it. Or guard or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what he did. Marco's like, so's what you was trying to say. Tomorrow, they're taking the catacombs to the Colosseum. They don't have to get there until tomorrow. They should rest up. And then Vice is going to go earn his badass points in just a second. Marco wants to die. And Vice is like, you're going to be at the Colosseum tomorrow, too. You said that you've grown tired of living, right? Well, just want you to see something interesting before you die. There's the badassery. And then Marco's just got this, like, you cannot be serious. He's got that look on his face. He doesn't believe that Vice would actually do this. You know what? I'm not sure I believe Vice is going to pull this stuff either. I'm not sure if I would be willing to go through the sewers for something like this. That sounds like a little bit too much to ask. And this is one of the only times that Vice ever actually narrates the story. Now that we've had a plan with our objective in mind, we hurried back to the inn, crawled into our soft, warm beds, and were fast asleep. But morning came much too soon, and the skies were dark, that it felt like the sun had deserted us entirely. Quietly, we all hoped this wasn't an omen. Well, I don't think it's gonna be, because you know what? I think we're ready for a boss fight. For, a while from now. So Aka's hoping we can save him. Vice wants to go to the entrance of the catacombs and get to the Colosseum. Everybody goes home, or no one does, and Drachma's in there going, I did not sign up for this. Kids, stop recommending me for this. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and move on. Walk all the way back over here to the catacombs. Probably could have picked up that treasure chest on the way to the catacombs earlier, but I didn't want to forget about it. Because as I said, this is a treasure chest that you can miss. Not something I wanted to do. Doing pretty well. We're advancing pretty quickly here. A lot faster than I thought it would be. So we're going to go descend into the catacombs pretty quick. so we're going to keep on advancing over here, all the way over to where we caught Marco, which is right here. Descend down this ladder. And into the catacombs we go. Now, the catacombs are particularly obnoxious. They have a really good soundtrack to them, but they're a really annoying area, just because they have some of the most annoying enemies I know of. You're going to see them pretty quick. So let's go chase down here. Got a long way to go. So, time to introduce a couple new enemy types. So these guys are not particularly difficult. These are the Basalish, whatever they are. Little dog things. They don't have a lot of health. They go down pretty quick. We're going to be able to take care of them just fine. They do a little bit of damage. I think they have some sort of AoE attack, if I remember correctly, but we're not going to have to worry too much about them. They're going to go down, as I said, fairly quickly. They have almost no health. But there tend to be a lot of them. They're an enemy type. There are certain enemy types, like, you can only ever see one of them. You only ever see two of them in a party. And there's also enemy types you're going to see a ton of them. And the Basalish are kind of like that. You can see, up to 8 of them. And I believe they have the ability to call for friends. So, that can also cause issues in the future. So you definitely want to make sure to take them out as quickly as possible. Drop a lot of experience, though. Just more magic experience. We're gaining more purple experience. I'm just hoping I can get Aka up to silence, because it is a very important ability that I want simply for the next fight. It's not something I'm going to use pretty much any other time. I know I've said that before. But this next fight, it has its uses. That's about all I'm going to say. So now we're going to walk through the green water, and you can tell that if it's green, it's not something I want to be walking through. Dear God, my boots are ruined. I'm never going to want to step in these things again. Squish, squish, squish. So we're going to work our way through the sewers. There we go. I was going to say, I was kind of amazed that we haven't found another encounter yet, because there tend to be a lot of encounters down here. Now, what do we find? A lot more Basalish. We can just go ahead and mop this one up. We did get, we got to jump on them. There goes Drachma's amazing Rocket Fist, which is one of the coolest things that is actually in the game, one of the coolest attacks. As I said, everybody has an like a ranged attack and an up-close and personal attack. And that would be Drachma's range attack. And it's cool. Like, you can't have a guy with a robotic arm and not have him pull, the rocket-powered fist routine. Okay, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go faster. Kill people. Okay, so there goes the Basalish. I like the atmosphere here. I like that there's these, gas-powered lamps up there for no particular reason. No one would ever want to come down to the sewers. And yet this place is lit up. Lit up well. So we're going to continue on down here. I love this music in the background. Not that I'm going to actually allow you to hear it live, but reminds me a lot of the band Bond and one of their songs called Victory. Continue working our way through here. Eventually there's going to be a room that's going to hold treasure. That's what I'm kind of on the lookout for. Okay, this is the enemy I've been waiting for. This guy right here, the Mind Stealer. They're really annoying. They have a lot of health, and they have the ability to petrify, I believe. It's some annoying ability. I can't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head. Might be confusion. They have a lot of defense. I'm typically trying to power up green at about this point in the game, trying to get my second level of healing spells. And because those guys are green-based, they tend to be a little bit problematic. The other problem with those things, obviously, they're just creepy as all freaking hell. They're a bug that's latched onto this guy's brain and is controlling him, not unlike a puppet, using its arms and legs to control the man. That's just a creepy as hell thing. Now, you'll notice this kind of weirdness going on in this combat right now, that I was going to have Aka do Lambda Burst just now, but she came last in that particular round, and I'm not quite sure why. It'll happen every once in a while. The slow characters will beat out the fast ones. I never really figured out why that happens. Okay, so up the stairs we go. And we should get a left turn really quick. Here it is. Then we're going to head down this branching path real quick, which will lead us into this room, which should have a bunch of treasure chests in it. So we got this treasure chest, which is going to give me the Pyri box. As I said, boxes are items that allow you to cast a magic spell multiple times out of that box. That's an offensive box, so it's probably going to be about 3 to 5 times. And I think this is the last enemy type we're going to see in this particular area. Why can I talk? There, the Krill Hounds. Now, these ones are green-based, but I believe they still have the ability to speed themselves up. Not particularly a problematic ability, not something I'm going to be, worried about, but they do have a fair amount of damage off of them. Now, the weird thing about the game is that the enemies, even if they have a specific ability type, even if they're, like, green-based, for example, they can still use abilities based on other colors, as stupid as that is. I mean, I know that we do it, but we're heroes. Come on. Go ahead and use Lambda Burst and just finish this up. Again, Drachma's slow character is going ahead of Aka. And the other one runs away. That should be about all the enemies that we're going to have to deal with, so unless we get something particularly amazing in just a second, I'm just going to shut up for the rest of the combat until we fight the boss. Just waiting for Aka to get her ability, and then we're going to switch probably over to green or red, I'm not sure which. We did receive some Curia crystals. Those are items that will allow us to cure, hence the name, status abnormalities. Pretty helpful. So now we can continue going down the main pathway here. And instead of branching to the left, we're just going to go straight, because we have another room full of really good, stuff. Okay, so our next treasure chests are going to be right up here in this room. Very, very hard to miss, and it's going to contain two really awesome items. One is called the Assassin Blade. It's obviously a weapon for Vice. And the other one is called Heavy Armor, and it's going to be an armor set that I don't think Vice can actually wear. But first, we're going to give him the Assassin Blade, which is going to increase his damage, but also has a chance to poison its target. And then he can do the Heavy Armor, but it's not as good as what he has now. So let's go see if Drachma can wear that. Yep, better than the Valuan armor, which we just bought him, but I don't mind. We'll get that money back pretty quick. For the time being, that's going to be the last actual armor that we're going to have to worry about, so instead, we're going to move on. We're going to move on right here and buy armor earlier. I meant, of course, items. Don't have to worry about any treasure chest past there. And if you look down here, this is actually a really good example of exactly how dangerous it is what they're doing. This area is so rickety that the floor has fallen away, and right beneath us is just the sky. We're on literally the underside of Valua. And you can see that even if we fell, even if we didn't fall all the way to the deep sky, we'd probably be zapped by lightning before we even got anywhere. So we'd be dead, dead, dead. Very, very risky thing for us to be doing, running around in this underground like this. Now, one thing we can always do is we can spend a lot of time in this underground. There we go. We could probably spend a lot of time just farming up experience around here, and you could probably do that, and it would probably make the boss battle in just a second a lot easier, but I don't really feel like doing that. Now, you notice that Drachma did just get poisoned just now. It doesn't really end up mattering, because one of the practical upshots of, let's go ahead and just toss one of these here. That should do it. One of the practical upshots, the fact that, like, nothing leaves actual combat, including status effects, so he's not going to remain poisoned for longer than that combat. Now, if we head up these stairs, we'll head in this direction, which will be the direction directly to go up into the Coliseum, but as you can see, there's this big fat thing sitting right here. This is the first of two boss fights that we're actually going to have to do. Music should tell you it's a boss fight, and this thing is an absolute pain in the ass. So the first thing we want to do is we want to have Vice attack. We also want to have Aka use Inkrim on him, so that way he has the increased attack and defense. You know, Drachma already has very large attack and defense in and of himself, so he's not going to have to worry too much about it right now, though we do want to get Inkrim on everybody by the end of the fight. Usually want to do it within 3 turns. we'll have Aka go ahead and increment up Vice. It's already attacked, but it's going to be good to have it up for whenever this blob thing actually does do its thing. And for now, it's just going to attack Aka, and that's absolutely fine by me. That's basically a waste of its turn. Vice will do his thing, and now Aka is going to go ahead and increment Drachma, which will make sure that Drachma is basically the most powerful thing on 2 legs. And that's going to take up Aka's turn for this one as well. Drachma's just going to attack. That's about all I wanted to do. I don't want to do anything particularly special in this fight. And then we're just going to continue moving on. There we go. And I think we're going to attack Aka once more. Aka's going to dodge because her dodge ability is actually really high. And then from here on out, I want Vice to keep on attacking. Aka's going to do one more increment on herself just to make sure that she also has the defense. Because this thing, whose name I'm not going to even try to pronounce, does do a lot of damage when it tries to. And I have a feeling it's going to do its AoE attack this turn, if I had to make a guess, which means I got increment up just in time. We're going to see exactly how right I may or may not be. But, you know, now that we have everybody up, this means we're going to take a lot less damage during this fight, which means less mana used, things like that. Nope, it just did a normal attack, which is fine. Bleigock, apparently. Bleigock, something like that. Aka's going to start focusing, and the way focus works, remember how each character has a certain amount of spirit points they provide to the team each turn? Focus means they give another of that amount for their turn, as opposed to attacking or using an ability. So we're just getting Aka to give us more focus. Unfortunately for her, it means we're only getting one spirit point per turn. But that's one more spirit point per turn than we actually had to begin with, so it's not necessarily a lost cause. There's also not much that she could be doing in and of herself. So we're already getting our We're Winning music, which is pretty fantastic. Okay, here comes the AoE attack I was waiting for. Poisonous Bile. Has a chance to poison, as you would expect. It also does AoE damage just about everybody on the field. Luckily, it didn't do too much damage, though I do expect, yep, everybody did get poisoned, which sucks. So everybody's going to take damage every turn. It's not a tremendous amount, but it is obnoxious. Hopefully, it'll start ticking off sometime soon. Vice is going to keep doing his thing, Aka's going to do her thing, and Drachma's going to use Tackle, which should do a tremendous amount of damage to this boss. It probably won't kill it in one go, but it's going to do probably half of its remaining health. And that'll mean less time, again, having to spend fighting this thing. Drachma's going to do a big attack in here. And because of Drachma's tremendous attack and defense, it will do a lot of damage. 810. Vice probably would not be able to match that, even if he had a stronger attack going on right now. So everybody's going to take more damage from poison. And now is about the time that I want to have Aka starting to cure. But I want her to do it with, let's see. Want her to do it with Sacred Crystals as opposed to actually using her own magic spells, because I want her to have magic available for the next fight, because there is another boss fight pretty much immediately after this. So we'll continue fighting Bleigock. It's almost gone. I will be taking it out next turn, and nobody's going to be particularly worse for the wear. This thing gonna, yep, it'll do Poisonous Bile again, which is terrible, but there's no such thing as double poison. There is a chance that Vice could go down from this, so I didn't pay attention to... Nah, he's fine. I was worried about how much health he had. Poison will eventually pass of its own accord. I could use Curia crystals, but it doesn't seem like there's much point to doing so. I'm just going to do an all-attack here. Drachma will tackle again, and that's going to take this thing out. There we go. It's going to counterattack. More damage that I had to take. I'm not happy about it, but that's fine, because now it just went down after one more tackle off of Drachma, and we're good. Pretty happy. And you'll notice that thing actually had, like, animals and skulls floating around in it, so it's been eating people for a while. It is directly beneath the Colosseum, so it's probably been eating the dead folks after each execution. Those two are going to level up to level 10, so they are leveling pretty fast. I believe Drachma's early level up is actually designed specifically to allow them to catch up before he actually starts leveling with any actual speed. We're going to go ahead and, after sorting our inventory, we're going to go use some crystals to get everybody cured up. And then I'm going to go save real quick, and that's going to be the end of it for this episode. I guess use a magic droplet on Aka. Just get her MP going. that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. When I see you guys next time, we're going to go and actually try to infiltrate the Colosseum itself and save Captain Dine and the rest. Should be a lot of fun. Keep in mind, we have almost gotten every single treasure chest for this entire area already. So we get to feel pretty good about that. It's pretty awesome. I mean, that was almost all of Valua and the Valuan Sewers taken care of immediately. I will see you guys next time. We will go save Captain Dine. Ta-ta.